If you are organizing a grand wedding party, this wedding planner is for you. It supports up to 1,000 groups of guest invitations, allowing you to assign seats easily with a visual seating chart and status for each table to ensure that you fully utilize the space that you have. You can also keep track of your guest dietary requirements, not to mention the status of the RSVP in this guest list all together with the guest information. So you can easily follow up with your guests after you have sent out the invitation. There's also a dashboard up here to allow you to have a better view of the status. If this sounds like what you are looking for, stick around as we will walk you through step by step how you can start planning for a perfect wedding. Now, first of all, let's start entering the name of the guest that you wish to invite. Here we have some mock-up samples. In your template, you will see blank records, so you will just need to start typing in your main guest name. Say if you are inviting a group of family, just enter the name, say Patrick family, and then you can assign them to the guest of. If this is coming from the bride side, then select bride, otherwise select the appropriate ones for this guest group. Then you will have to indicate how many adults are there, excluding the main guest. So if you are only inviting one person, it will be calculated as 1. If there's accompanying of 3 guests, then it will be a total of 4. You can categorize them under adult, teen, child, and toddler. Now, you can assign them to a group. This group are predefined. You can always edit them by going to the settings tab and add the values here. Then you can move on to add the contact information for your guests. And once you've decided that you want to send an invite for the guests, tick it here in the checkbox. This will auto-calculate and display in your status overview chart as soon as you tick. Now, when you receive the RSVP from your guests, you have to tick yes or no. In case you forget, you'll see it's getting highlighted here. That means you're still pending RSVP. So you need to contact them using this phone number and check for the status. Once you've received it, just tick on the status and it will be calculated. There will be a percentage here to show you how many percent of your guests that you're invited has responded. So now it's 95%, that means we're still missing a few. So you have to follow up with them. In this dashboard, you will also see demographics of your guests, for example, the groups and the guest summary. From here, you get some insights who you are inviting and how would be the vibes and dynamics during your wedding day. Right, so now once you've settled the RSVP, you want to go to the Dietary and Allergies. This is when you have received the RSVP and sometimes it comes with some notes on the dietary restrictions. Here you want to select the main guest name. For example, you receive from Umi that his kid is not able to have seafood. So you want to select no seafood, no nuts. And if you want to, there's another column that you can indicate the food that this person has allergies to. And once you've selected this, you'll be able to see which table this guest is sitting. So if you have this list, it will be easy for you to make sure that they don't serve the food that the kid is allergic to. To make it easy for you, we also populate this information in the final list. Here you'll be able to see all the dietary information for each guest group, so you can double check with them during the registration. Now let's go back to the seating chart first, because it's important to make sure you know how to assign your guests to the table. So to get started, you want to enter the table name if you do give table name. Otherwise, just remain as table 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. The next thing you need to do is to check with your vendor how many seats are there in which table. Say it's all 8-person seats, then you can assign number 8 to each seat. If it's 10 for the first table, you can change the total seats to 10. Once you have entered all the table information, on the top of this table, there's this summary. How many tables are there in your venue? How many seats are there? How many that you have assigned and how much has remaining? The count of fully occupied tables. To make things convenient for you, we have also color-coded the table so it's easy to spot over-occupied, fully occupied, and the table with remaining seats. Now, for this seating map, it automatically populates the information that you have entered in this table list. Say, just now we entered table 1 has 10 seats. It will get populated here, 10 seats in total. Select the guest name from the drop-down or type for quick search. Once you select the guest, it will auto-calculate the total number of guests that's being assigned to this table to give you a status of the table. Keep assigning guests to the table until you have reached the maximum capacity. It will be shown in the dashboard. Now let's expand the settings tab if you wish to have more customized experience using this seating planner. This will show you the guests who are pending seat assignments, the guests who are assigned multiple times. So, for example, you have assigned Claire 2 times to 2 tables. So you can use Ctrl F or Command F to look for this person. So you want to keep it in just one table. Say you want to remove it from the first table, then you will no longer see it. So this serves as a reminder that you have assigned multiple times. Another reminder that we have for you is where the guest who has RSVP yes, but has not received a seat yet. So you want to assign them to where you can find a seat for them. For example, for Wendy, this is full, so we want to move to the next. Wendy. Another feature that you can use here is the group. For example, you can decide if this table is dedicated for a specific group. For this one, it's parents, friends. So you can just type parents, friends, and it will give you a list of parents, friends for you to assign to this table. If it's relative, you can just type relatives and it will give you a couple more. So that would make things easy for you. If you don't want to show the group name, you can untick it, but make sure you do that before you start assigning. Otherwise, it will have some error here in the drop-down. So you'll have to reassign again by getting rid of the tag behind, just like this. Alright, so let me just get back to the previous one. One more thing, if you want to, you can also use the guest of, which is going to give you which side of the family that you are inviting this person from. You can see something like this. So personally, I would prefer to use the group name because again, you can customize it from the grouping. And I feel that for me, it makes more sense than using the guest of. So just a reminder, you have to customize this part before you start assigning the seats. Otherwise, you will get the error message just like how I did earlier. Another feature here is where you can decide who you want to include in this list. If you only want to include the people who have RSVP yes, then you have to tick on this box to make sure that you don't include the ones that you have pending RSVP status or the ones who responded no. Okay, now let's move on. Once you have done everything, the guest list, dietary, and the seating, you come to this final guest list. This is where you are going to get confirmed guest list, where you can print it out during your wedding day for registration or use it digitally for the registration. Again, the information of the seating is populated here. Also, you'll be able to spot the guests who are still pending on a table. So it will be highlighted in yellow if they still not have a table assigned. On the day, you can click on this attended if the person has registered at the counter, and this will sum up the amount of guest group who has attended at your wedding. And from here, you can check if your guest has all arrived before you start your party. Last but not least, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. This final guest list also comes with slicers. So it allows you to filter, slice and dice your list pretty easily. For example, if we want to check only from guests from the bride sides, you can do that. Or group sides, or just all. Or you can filter by the table name, right? So in case of anything, it allows you to get to the guests pretty easily. For example, if you are looking for a specific guest, you can just type, say, Hassan, then you can tick on this person very easily. So you don't have to scan a long list of names during the wedding registration. Alright, and the last one would be the settings. For the settings, you have up to 10 groups that you can define. Same for the diet type, you also have a couple more. For the table type, we have 4 different types. If you select the table type here, it will change all your table chart instantly. I have 4 that I created for you, which is the common table size that I've seen. But if you have more than that, or you have a very special settings, feel free to put in yours. Also, it's very flexible here. You don't actually need to stick to this arrangement. For example, if your row 1 only have 1 table, you can actually get rid of this, and you only want one table in the center. You get rid of the left and right, and that's how you can have this arrangement. We have a tree in a column, and then another tree in a column, and this is facing the stage. If you need to, feel free to adjust it to create a special layout for your wedding party. Alright, that is pretty much what I would like to cover. I hope this wedding planner really helps you to organize and manage your wedding and allow you to enjoy your wedding fully on the wedding day. I wish you a happy wedding on your wedding day. Thank you so much for supporting. If you need any help, let me know in the comments below or reach out to me directly. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Bye bye.